Howdy, y'all. Been a while. I don't even know where to begin with this video. I don't even know the last time I really took the time to catch up with everybody. I still plan to do that giveaway that I promised forever ago, but things have been going on. Lots of things. Too many things. I don't have the mental capacity for all the fucking things. But anyway, the things that have went on. Basically, I've been a clown. Every time I've had employment over the past decade, it's turned out to be a complete waste of time and dead end. Let's put it that way. I worked at that garage where I was promised, to be took care of, a raise every year and, health insurance and benefits and everything like that, only for that to be a fucking lie. And that garage isn't in business anymore, so there's that. And then I took a job at a sign shop that I shouldn't have took the job, but I needed the resume filler. Like, there were signs in the interview that I should not have took the job. One being that every time I spoke to the person interviewing me, the owner's son was in the background banging on the wall with a ruler like a toddler. The man was in his 20s. So I should have took that as a sign not to take that job. But, that resume filler. Well, that lasted like a year and a half, 2 years before I got fed up because it turned into another situation of me just being took advantage of. They just went about it quicker because I was hired for graphic design and production management, and then I ended up being a graphic designer, production management, helping with the front, helping with the phones, doing installs, doing demolitions. So, way more hats than what I was hired on to do, and the pay was insultingly low considering that I had to travel from West Virginia to Kentucky and had to pay taxes in both states. It was insulting, and frankly, the people that owned it were kind of batshit, but that's neither here nor there. And then I had a friend who had an opportunity to own his own sign company, and I was like, oh, hell yeah, I was planning on quitting this job anyway and going out on my own. What's trying this out with you? If it fails, unemployment. So, turns out he didn't get it. Somebody bought it out from underneath him, but he knew those people, and I went to work for them. Also, another mistake of me getting took advantage of. Like, originally, it's good teamwork. I was understanding because everyone had broods of children, but it turned into me being production, reception, janitor, opener, closer every day, and just a bunch of bullshit I wasn't paid enough to give a shit about. And then whenever I brought up the fact that being alone all the time was making me depressed and I was exhausted, I was made to feel like an asshole. So I was just like, fuck it, I'm out of here. I can't do this anymore. I can't contain my rage any longer, so I'm just gonna leave. And now I'm unemployed technically. And be it because I just don't understand social cues, or I don't understand this bullshit social hierarchy everybody has. Because, anytime someone came in, I was polite. I did my job, but I was quick and to the point because I was running fucking everything, and everything had a due date. Anyway, enough of that. Let me now explain the painting I've painted that I feel encompasses my feelings towards my recent years of employment and, I guess, career choice. So, let's get into it. So, as far as process goes, I really wanted to have a chaotic background. That's why I started out with these drips of green also representing greed. And I can't really explain my process when it comes to painting, other than I start with a drawing, I do a workable fixative clear coat. I really paint chaotically, because anytime I try to stick to technique or anything I was taught, it always comes out cookie cutter and hotel art. So I really just go at it and hope for the best, kind of like life. The intro video was actually much longer, but I couldn't stop crying, so when I try to talk about this painting and why I painted it. But basically, in my career, my employers have been members of like large churches in the area, and just from my own observations of them, they've just been extremely greedy people. The garage guy was greedy. The first sign job guy was super greedy, and unfortunately this last one, they came off very greedy as well. So this painting, like many pictures, is worth 1,000 words. I incorporated hair colors into the wolf of people who I felt have wronged me, but also have used their own religion in blasphemous ways, because I don't claim to subscribe to the book club, but I am aware of history and context. I went to Bible school. I know stuff. But it just seems that these type of people keep finding me in my life that just want to take advantage of me. Because yes, I am talented. Yes, I am amazing at my job. Yes, I figure out everything I need to figure out to make my job perfect and to make my employers as much money as possible. But it's never been rewarding for me. I get a lunch that got thrown back in my face. I get, a little bit of lax on days off to go see my doctor for my brain tumor, but that also gets thrown back in my face. So this painting represents my life and recent news events. So I put the crucifix on there that says obey. I put a target on the crucifix. If you know, recent events. I did a wolf in sheep's clothing with stark blue eyes to represent, racism, and how many of our political leaders all hide behind God just for greed. Like, it's really just for greed. Why else would they be hurting people, which goes against their teachings in their entirety? Like, it's never made sense to me. I did my sheep black instead of white like you usually see in these concepts, because usually they target us outliers, us black sheep, us neurodivergent people. They target us first because we're just hoping to see the good in people, and we get took advantage of for it, hoping that doing what we're told and following the rules with our black and white thinking is gonna be helpful. In my experience, it hasn't been, other than just keeping me out of trouble. But it's never paid off when working for somebody. So if my painting teaches you anything, don't work for a family-owned business, and don't work for a business that boasts their religion, because they are never going to take care of you. They'll probably say they will, but they'll wait until you're crashing and burning so that they can play savior to do it. Anyway, that's the artist statement for this. People are free to interpret it how they want to. All art is open to interpretation. If you made it to the end of my video, I do appreciate your time. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. If you are a person of a religion, please don't take any offense. It's not meant to be offensive. It's just meant to shed light on the fact that there's predators within all groups, but unfortunately, in my life, the religious groups have been the loudest, and that's why I painted what I painted. Yeah. This is art. And if you'd like to see it in person, it'll be at the Grayson Gallery in Grayson, Kentucky for their Halloween show. Thanks. Bye. Hey, if you made it this far, me not being able to get through recording this statement without crying solidified my decision in adding a tear to my sheep, because I'm the sheep. And every person I've ever spoke highly of is just like, oh, gotta prove her wrong. So it just represents my disappointment in myself and my disappointment in people. And like, I try not to seek gratification from others, but it's difficult in this day and age. And yeah, I'm going to stop talking now because I'm in too deep a thought and I overthink, and it doesn't do me any favors anyway. Thanks for viewing my art. I hope to get back to the whimsy soon.